Okay,
Oh,
so...
fuck, that's gonna be loud as shit. Give it a minute.
Hello!
Hi!
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am in my car with
So
Nika because we were gonna do this in her apartment, but I couldn't find parking.
Yeah, my apartment has like the shittiest. Like, you can park in the street if you're a guest, but if you park in the lot, you will get towed. So like, my friends can't visit apparently. Cool.
Sorry for having friends,
Yeah.
y'all. So we're gonna film from my car. The lighting's gonna get progressively worse,
And then we can.
look fucking orange.
We might have to do that within like the next 3 minutes.
Yeah,
TBH.
probably
Okay.
so. Cool.
Yeah.
So we are doing a media review of the movie To the Bone.
Yes.
It is a new movie on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, this will be super spoiler heavy, so
Yes. Don't watch if you don't want spoilers.
yeah, pause this video, go watch it, and then come back. Or if you don't feel like watching the movie, I'll leave the trailer in the description box. You can go see at least like what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes.
If you're interested.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, let's get into it. So first, let's talk about our overall feelings about the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? How'd you feel?
Yeah, so I liked it a lot. I think I need, like, your people need a little background. So,
Oh yeah, we need to talk about like what our backgrounds are and like.
Yeah, so the movie is about eating disorders, if you didn't know. And so personally, I suffered with an eating disorder for 9 years, and it was awful. And I've watched a lot of movies and documentaries that touch base on different eating disorders and try to depict them in different ways, and I never really liked most of them because they weren't accurate. I couldn't relate to them, and I just didn't like them. But I really, really enjoyed To the Bone.
Yes, and then where I'm coming from, I did have some disordered eating behaviors in college. I was super restrictive for a little while, but I mostly watched it from a social work perspective. I have mentioned this on the channel before, but I did get my master's in social work, and I was a therapist for a year. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
So I was watching it through that lens, but I also really liked it. I do have some critiques because I'm kind of an asshole about like media in general, but overall it was way better than I expected. I really liked it. I'm definitely gonna watch it like 800 more times.
Yeah.
So so let's start with what you liked about it.
Okay, so my favorite part, I don't know whether to look at you or like look
I know, I'm like,
because we're discussing.
I
Okay,
know.
So, okay, I'm gonna be orange for a little bit.
Orange
So,
shirt.
so what I really liked about the movie that stuck out the most was the accuracy about it. Both in terms of what the recovery process is like it's hard and you're gonna fall or fail like a million times, but also in terms of like how the family views the eating disorder, how society views the eating disorder, how the person themselves views it, and how it's not just about like, oh, I want to be thin. I think thin is beautiful. It's like, it's a much more complex issue than that, and I really like that it highlights that rather than just like, oh, I want to be skinny and I'm already skinny, so I'm just gonna get skinnier, you know?
Yeah, I really liked that.
Yeah.
And I like that I didn't feel like it was glamorized at any point throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, if anything, it like was terrifying.
Yeah, it really was. Like, they never made Lily Collins look like a like beautiful, just thin girl. She looked like shit the entire movie.
Yeah, she looked sick as fuck.
She
like,
looked like
black
she
bags.
had cancer. Yeah,
yeah, literally.
She really did. I also got a good feeling just from the very beginning. I like that they put a trigger warning before the movie.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna start thundering right now. Fuck.
Doom, impending
Doom impending. Because I think that was a big critique of 13 Reasons Why, is that there was no trigger warning at all,
Right.
and it was super triggering show.
Right, and quick side note on 13 Reasons Why, that's different from this one. I feel like 13 Reasons Why was just like an entertainment thing, like, let's see how many people we can get to watch this, how much money we can make. It wasn't about the actual illness, it was definitely glamorizing it, and like, it was just very different, whereas I don't think that this movie was set out with the intention of like, this is gonna be super entertaining, everyone's gonna love it, we're gonna make millions. It's like, we're putting this out there because this is important content for people to understand.
Yeah. And I know that Lily Collins struggled with anorexia for a while, so I read somewhere that she like had a lot of input too.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if they had put something in the movie that was not realistic, she would have been like, guys, this is not how this goes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really liked
Yeah, and
that.
she had to lose weight for it too.
Really?
Which I didn't know. I saw an interview with her and the guy that played Lucas.
I wonder if that like fucked with her. Did she say?
I don't know. She didn't say. She was like, I just had to view it as like an acting experience. Like, sometimes you gain weight for a role, you lose weight for a role, you dye your hair for a role, like cut your hair for a role, like different things. It's just like the image. But I don't think it was like what we saw in the movie wasn't like actually her. Like a lot of it was makeup and graphics.
Yeah, like
did,
when they
like,
showed her back and stuff. I knew that was like
her little
definitely
pod. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
we're good.
Yeah, you don't have to edit that out if you don't.
Yeah, it's fine. So what are your big critiques? And then we'll go through like the main parts of the movie.
Okay. My biggest critique is that it didn't go into her recovery process. So if you didn't watch the movie, basically she goes into a rehabilitation center and she's there for like the duration of the movie basically, and then at the very end she has like an aha moment and goddamn, and she finally like decides that she wants to get healthy and like live her life, but you don't see anything, you literally just see her face and that's what it ends on. So like she could have fallen back into like a relapse, honestly. Like you would never know. So I think if the movie like portrayed the recovery process, it would be much more hopeful and a lot less sad.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think they could have like made it really interesting with like her artwork and Tumblr and stuff.
Yeah.
So like one thing I really liked is that they touched on like the Tumblr like pro anorexia like thing
websites.
that exists.
Unfortunately.
And unfortunately exists, but I'm glad they like touched on it and talked about like so if you haven't seen the movie, her artwork was all over Tumblr and
her artwork is like her drawing like skinny ass people with like bones showing.
Yeah, it's like yeah, basically. And so I think if she had started doing like recovery artwork or like had like a recovery Tumblr or something like that, that would have been really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
But
and then another thing, sorry.
No, you're fine. That was my last thought on that.
When she the aha moment, when she like realized she wanted to like recover, I like that they included just the fact that like there's a moment, because I personally also had one, but the way they depicted it was just like it was way too like into left field or something. Like it was very like almost like if like what's the word I'm looking for? Psychedelic is what it like seemed like, and it was very strange.
Are you talking about when she's like in the fucking tree with Lucas? Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I feel like they threw in and like she's wearing a white dress and it's all very dreamy and strange, and I also didn't like that.
Right, and I think they put it in there to show like this is what her life would be like if she recovered, but they could have done it much better in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. How did you feel about there being a love interest in the movie?
I didn't. I think it would have done a lot better without a love interest.
It pisses me off that they always need a fucking love interest. This is my thing with Wonder Woman too, which is like a whole different thing. But I think they could have left it with like he came on to her and like got pissed off that she turned him down, and then like they could be like maybe friends after that, but I didn't think he needed to like be in her vision, which led to her having the aha moment.
Exactly. I like that the love story wasn't prevalent though. Like it wasn't the foundation of the movie, which is good. And I think that the movie used him as like a stepping stone for her to like in her recovery process, because he was a lot further along than she was. So I like that they had him in there. It just like I think it could have achieved the exact same goal without him being in love with her. Yeah,
I completely agree. And I do like that his character was in there, because men get left out of the eating disorder recovery like what am I looking for? Like activism, narrative, yes. Like people forget that men can suffer from ED too,
and
so I'm glad.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he was in there, and that's something else in the movie I really liked. And they also highlighted other eating disorders. Like,
Yes.
there was a girl in the house, there's like a house where they're all being treated. One of the girls had binge eating disorder, and she kind of talks
bulimics.
about... Yeah, a few bulimics. Like, yeah, it...
And then a few Rexies, as they called them.
As they called them, yes. Yeah, so those were my main critiques, I would say.
Yes, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I'll probably bitch about things as we go along. Well, I'm just gonna kind of go through what happened in the movie, and we'll talk about how we felt about like main points and stuff. So, how did you feel towards almost the very beginning, whenever she's sitting with her half sister and she like points out all the calories on her plate? She calls it like calorie Asperger's. Do you feel like that was realistic to how?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I feel like I could still do that.
Yeah, I can do that with like macros and
Right, just because I've counted calories for so long, but I was super anal about that too, except I would like overestimate just so I knew like for sure that I was eating less.
Yeah.
I roll at myself. Sorry, how did you feel about it?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it was really spot on.
Yeah.
And I really liked her half sister.
Yeah, she was
I feel like she tried to like be cool with her and like play the fun like calorie game with her, but then also like it really was killing her inside, and like I think they did that character really well.
Yeah. Can I mention something that maybe whatever, I just want to talk about it.
Yeah.
The therapist, how did you feel about him?
That I can't decide if it was like gonna be a critique or not.
Okay.
So from what I learned,
you've been a therapist, so like what's your objective opinion, I guess?
So my objective opinion from what I learned in grad school and like being a therapist and stuff, I know his shtick was like being unconventional and pushing boundaries. I think he fucking crossed like a lot of boundaries.
In what way?
Like,
sorry, I'm like putting you on the spot.
Oh no,
okay.
I was gonna talk about this later, so it's fine. Like, I feel like he would like curse with them and stuff like that to like get on their level.
Yeah.
But it came across as like too buddy to me.
Gotcha.
And then also towards the end, I know it was his tough love, like trying to get her to hit rock bottom thing, but the like, you need to get the fuck over it. Like whenever he said that she was being childish and cowardly.
When was that?
It was like towards the end where
like right before she leaves?
Yeah, right before she leaves, where he's saying, you blaming everyone else for how you are is like childish and cowardly, like stuff's gonna happen.
Right.
And she was like, so that's your advice, to grow a pair? And he was like, yeah.
Right.
I was like,
right. Don't slap him. Yeah.
So I think he was cool. I think he was a relatable dude that could get through to people, but my like professional side was like cringing at some points.
I gotcha. Yeah.
What was your opinion, not having been a therapist?
Right. So I have not been a therapist.
Yeah.
But I liked him for the most part. I really liked that he was unconventional, and instead of, because most eating disorder recovery is fucking so stupid, like in real life. It's like, so how do you feel? Like, why are you afraid of food? Like, all things that, like, you already fucking know that it's not gonna get you anywhere. So the fact that he, like, pushed those boundaries and asked questions that weren't conventional or traditional to help them with their recovery, I think was really important. And I think that it helped them a lot. I also absolutely loved when he took them on the field trip to the museum. Literally cried so hard.
Guys, I want you to watch the movie just for this fucking scene.
It's amazing. Oh my god, like, I sobbed just because, like, you're alive. Like, you absolutely are.
I did really like
that. I love
that.
that he did that.
I
Yeah.
like that he did that, and he focused on being alive instead of like
dying from this disease. And I also like that he was just like, tell the voices to fuck off. Fuck you, voices. Fuck you, voice.
And
I know that's like not super professional, but like I think that it was also important in the movie.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was fucking incredible.
Yeah. Best scene in the movie, hands down.
Yeah, I like.
This truck is so fucking, like, unnecessary. Sorry.
I know. You have, like, 3 too many tires, seriously. Yeah. But I did love that he did that. And I loved, like, the music. It was just all very well directed.
Yeah, and
to where
I
was
loved how
just,
Lucas
like,
was
sobbing.
dancing on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I loved it. One part that I really liked, also towards the beginning, is when the stepmom, who I fucking hated, by the way. I literally wrote stepmom annoying as fuck in my notes. But whenever she is like weighing her and she says, "Do you think that's beautiful?" I thought that was like really poignant, and like how family members like try to view it, and they're like, "Why do you think this is beautiful?"
Yeah, and like when she got
good.
the cake because she thought it was funny. Oh my god, that pissed me off so much. Made me so uncomfortable.
I was dying on the inside.
Yeah.
And also when she thought she was gay because her mom's gay, I was like,
right,
Susan,
right,
fucking stop. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
No. I also like that they showed like the gruesome and like just like the not glamorous parts of the disease. Like whenever she goes to the doctor and she has all the bruises on her spine from doing the sit-ups, and she has furry arms because her body's trying to keep her warm.
Yeah.
I liked that they did that.
Yeah, I do too. Which is why I think that it like does not glamorize the disorder whatsoever. It just like shows you just how shitty it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the other part that I cried is Megan, the one who lost the baby.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That was really important, but really hard to watch, I feel like.
It sucked. It sucked. What was another? I cried like 17 different times during this movie.
Those were the two big cries.
Can we talk about her and her mom towards the end?
I thought I'd be weirded out by that scene, but as it kept going, I was like...
It was so powerful.
I
watched a review on YouTube. The guy has like 1 million subscribers. Like his job is reviewing movies, and he had like a really positive review about this, and he was like, this was like one of the most powerful scenes I've ever seen.
It was really, really good. I can't believe I forgot to bring that up before now.
Yeah, amazing. Like, I sobbed like a fucking baby. Like when she first brought up the idea. So basically the scene talks about like her mom, she flew home to stay with her mom. And she's like in this little tent thing, and her mom comes in and she was just like, I know I'm gonna lose you soon, like I've come to accept it basically, but just like know that I love you. And one of my like doctors or like voodoo people was saying how like because the mom had postpartum depression when she gave birth to her, she like didn't hold her enough or like feed her enough as a baby, and so she's like, I really want to do that now. She's like, this doctor thinks that would be a really good thing for both of us. And she's like, absolutely not, blah, blah, blah. And that's when the mom was just like, I love you, but like I know I'm gonna lose you. And then she like has a moment of realization, and she was like, Mom, will you feed me? That was the first time I cried.
Yeah.
And then her mom literally like nestles her into her lap and like has a bottle of like rice milk, and she's like a baby bottle, and she's feeding her and like holding her and like stroking her hair and singing her lullabies,
and they're both crying.
Oh my fucking god, it's amazing. And then like the scene just like it's them, and then it just like zooms out, and it's really long and really dramatic and also really important.
I'm gonna like cry just thinking about it.
I know, right? Sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I wish that had been her, like, I'm gonna recover.
Moment. Right, not like I'm gonna go into the desert, like maybe I'll die. Like immediately after.
Like if that had been the moment where she like had her aha moment and then went into recovery.
Yeah, I think that would have been really nice.
Really, really. And then they could have even like, even if they didn't show her recovery, like zoomed forward like 3 years where she's like at a healthy weight and living her life.
Right, and just like laughing.
Yeah, like fucking laughing. Not with Lucas though, right. Fuck Lucas. But, like,
right.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have been good.
Yes.
Can I just talk about Lucas for a little small second?
Bitch away.
Okay, so first of all, I like that Lucas was in the movie, which I already said. I think it's important to have a man with an eating disorder in the movie to be represented.
Yes.
I like that he danced in the rain scene.
Yes.
I like that he was funny.
Yes.
Those are the things I like about him.
Cap.
The scene where he tries to make her eat the candy in front of everyone.
Yeah.
I was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like, I get trying to get her to recover faster, but she has to get there on her own, and he should know that from going through his own recovery.
Right.
So trying to, like, embarrass her and make her eat the candy in front of everyone else, I was like, just stop it.
Right, I was, like, low-key hopeful that it would, like, work. Obviously it didn't, but, like, I wanted her to as well. But, like, I've also been in that exact situation, and, like, it's fucking miserable. Like, as the person, it's like you want to die, but, like, you want to make everyone happy.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to do. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it's a weird situation, too, whenever, I feel like, if you were in that house where everyone wants each other to recover, but also everyone's, like, fine with each other keeping up their disordered, like, habits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, so I could see her also feeling embarrassed if she wanted to eat it, because everyone else was just staring at her and watching and seeing if she would.
Right, and doing their own disordered shit on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Also, he's just fucking pushy. That's what I don't like about him, because then they're sitting outside, and he says...
He's English.
Yeah, that's a good point. But he says the cute line, like, I think you should be touched by someone who really cares about you, and I was like...
I didn't think that was cute, honestly. I was
really?
Just like,
I was just kind of like, let's see where this goes. And then they started, like, kissing, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
But even the kiss, like, it was him, like, going like this, and she was just like...
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like something that she wanted to participate in.
Yeah, it was not an enthusiastic yes.
Yeah.
Which is a no. Like,
retweet.
So, I was already feeling kind of like about him after he pushed the candy on her, then he pushed himself on her, and she said, can I fucking help you?
I'm so confused.
Sorry. Anyway, so then she pushes him off of her, and he gets so pissed off, and he's like, it'll be like 2 bags of bones smashing together anyway. And she was like, what the fuck?
Right. That was my reaction to the whole scene, basically.
Yeah.
Just, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then the last thing is she's trying to leave, and he's like, but my knee's messed up, I need you. And she was like, but I'm leaving. And he was like, you didn't hear me, you're the only thing in my life right now, or something like that. And I was like, bro, this isn't about you.
Right,
it's
exactly.
Not about you.
Exactly.
Not about you. So that's why I was kind of upset that, like, he even had a small role in her aha moment.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
Yeah.
But I do like how the movie portrayed it realistically. I like that it also brought in like certain assumptions and stereotypes people have about eating disorders and how they're very wrong. And I like that it basically showed that, like, eating disorders are a life-threatening illness, and they have the highest rate of mortality among any mental illness, fun fact. So I like how they did that rather than just, like, this is just something women do to stay skinny. You know, I already said that, but, like, that was my closing remark.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Did you find it triggering?
No.
Okay.
I personally did not. If anything, it made me sad and, like, happy where I am.
Yeah.
Personally. I can see how it can be triggering if you're currently, like, suffering from an eating disorder, but I think the way that it goes through the story, just makes it seem like an eating disorder is absolute misery, and I don't think anyone would, like, wow, I want to have one, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like, I want to continue suffering from it when they can get better.
Yeah.
It was very inspiring to me, and I think it would inspire a lot of people to recover rather than trigger them to more disordered thoughts.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yep, my closing remarks are that I highly recommend it. If you have not seen it,
see it.
See it. And I know you got Netflix. Just go watch it.
Yes.
It's really good. Now I also want to watch every single movie Lily Collins has ever been in.
Yes, she's
I
amazing.
think she was amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
All right.
Yes.
Anything else?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for
watching. Sorry, I, like, skipped to the point.
Oh no, give it a thumbs up.
Yes.
If you enjoyed,
And subscribe.
check out Nika's YouTube channel because she's now putting up content again.
It's like my first video in 5 months. It's probably going to be my only video for the next 4 months, so don't get your hopes up, friends.
My hopes are up.
Oh,
so.
shit, okay. All right.
Subscribe, and if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments. I like talking about movies ad nauseum with everyone, so if you want me to, like, do it for the channel, just
Damn, you're
tell
dull.
me.
Do you see that shit?
Ooh, I'm here bitching about the lighting. It's doing
It's
me
like,
favors.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's end on that note. Bye.